1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Have you ever met somebody and instantly decided whether or not you like them? According to psychology research from ebsco.com, first impressions can form within mere seconds and are often surprisingly detailed. This means that before we have even finished introducing ourselves, people are already forming their own judgments, their own opinions and viewpoints about who you are, what you bring to society, and the kind of person that you are. So it is important that people know that first impressions are vital to your character. First impressions are formed really quickly. So it can be based off of your facial expressions, your body language, your tone of voice. All of these components tie into the first impression. And they're really quick, so they can't be changed. In an academic journal written by Mia Mileva, it's called Multimodal Person Evolution. It says within a few hundred milliseconds, we've already formed a stable first impression of that person. So this means that it only takes a few seconds, as it's stated. It only takes a few seconds for people to think that they know you and think that they have a good understanding of who you are as a person. Because it is formed so quickly, it is hard to change it. So, say someone walks up to you and they've got baggy clothes, they're ripped jeans, their hair's dirty, they're a mess, right? You're not gonna want to talk to them for long. And I mean, if their clothes are dirty, they probably smell bad too, right? Appearance, all adjectives of a person really affect a first impression. So you're not going to want to talk to them. Also, first impressions, huge judgment of character. Whenever people often base off of whether they trust or can trust somebody based off of first impressions. So, like, if a person were to walk up to you and maintain eye contact, stand straight, you're going to think they're a confident person. They're sure of themselves, they're competent, they can do stuff, and you'd be more likely to trust the person. If they walk up to you and they're avoiding eye contact, they're stuttering a lot, they're looking away from you, they're fidgeting, you're going to think they're nervous, right? You're not going to trust them. You're going to think, hey, they're sketchy, they're up to something. So it is important to carry yourself with a sense of confidence that people can trust and people can understand. In a book called Impressive First Impressions, Lisa Mikey states you can earn a higher perceived worth, whether socially or financially, by constantly striving to master your impression. So being put together when you first initially meet someone puts you automatically at a higher superiority. People think more of you. People think that you are capable of doing more. A positive first impression can lead to better conversation, strong connections, being more socially aware and able to put yourself out there. You can achieve more. If you have a good, confident first impression, people are likely to listen to you. They're likely to trust you. A negative first impression, people will be more hesitant, more distant, more unlikely to want to be your friend. So it's important that you give off the vibe that you want to give off. Maybe some people might want people to think they're edgy or scary or, just don't care. Overall, a nonchalant vibe to them. Some people might want them to think that they're a ray of sunshine, they bring joy, they bring happiness, academic integrity. It all depends on what the vibe that you want to give off. But positive first impressions can open doors to more opportunities, more connections, and stronger friendships. First impressions, they impact relationships, they impact opportunities. Influence friendships, social standings, as I've said. So, like, when you're meeting a new person, it works both ways. When you meet a new person, you automatically create their image of them in your head, and they do the same for you. So if you keep a good understanding of someone else, if you want to paint other people in a positive light, people are more likely to paint you in a positive light. It goes hand in hand. It's all about the persona and the vibe that you get off. Your future opportunities. Maybe meeting someone today, you'll meet someone tomorrow that will have a big influence on you later in the future. You can walk up to a professor at a college meet And if you're nice and you greet them and you look professional and you smell good, you overall have an inviting atmosphere around you, they're more likely to remember you and to be attached and to have a good understanding of you, which means later, if you need a recommendation or an opportunity, or they have an opportunity that they think of you, they're more likely to help you or send that your way. A website at psychologyforsociety.org, Steph Kim says, in an article that says how important are first impressions, he states, research has consistently shown that an interviewer's first impression of a candidate heavily affects the final decision. Again, initial meetings are so important. When you're in an interview and you walk in, you're looking your best, you're acting nice, you're smiling, people like you. I mean, that's overall just you're more likable. Strong first impressions have a strong likeliness for you to be able to get the job. First impressions play an important role in how people see and judge others. As I explained today, first impressions are formed very quickly. They influence how people see you, they influence opportunities in the future, and good social standings. Even though these first judgments aren't always, accurate, they're unavoidable. They happen regardless, so it is up to you to decide whether or not you want a welcoming or not. Because of all of these reasons that I stated today, it is important that you are aware of how we present ourselves when meeting someone new. Remember, sometimes it only takes a few seconds to create an impression that lasts forever. Thank you for your time today. I hope I taught you something.